Greetings, very, very tall people. I'm Shreya.
Flint.
Kalak.
Alma?
And I'm your DM, Ethan. Welcome to Venture Forth. Previously, you all had entered the capital city of Oakenspire, finally there to save Alma's friend Xavier, but unfortunately not inhabiting your own bodies. There was a little bit of a body swap on the ship that you had arrived on, and now that you guys got to the capital city, you guys had made a beeline for a temple that had supposedly housed a mage that could swap you back, only to find that she, along with Timmy, who you guys had come on the boat with, was in prison for unknown reasons. Not really having anywhere else to turn, you guys decided to go towards the sort of shut down portal that Hayfried had told you guys about, and once repairing that, had been able to teleport yourselves back to Hayfried's little temporal void. You guys finally arrived in the void to be greeted by Hayfried. So as you guys look around, you guys notice that you guys are actually on one of the floating platforms that sort of rotates around this centralized platform. You look down and you see Hayfried sitting there on the central platform along with all of these other ones floating around you guys in this endless nothingness. What would you all like to do?
Hayfried, your portal works!
I see that.
We're all whole. We made it.
Well,
I guess we're kind of whole. Hey, Free, we have a problem.
Look what I can do! And I click my fingers and sparks fly out.
That's
Yeah.
well different than the last time I saw you all.
Hey, we've come into a bit of a problem. Also, we brought some others as well with the same affliction.
I'm Hayfried. You guys are new. Give me 1 second. And he raises his hand up and almost grabbing the platform out of the air, seems to be controlling it and brings it down, resting right next to that central platform. And you guys are able to have a little bit more space to walk on.
So cool.
We encountered some kind of island. I'm stepping across this thing, and I'm still kind of nervous about it from the last time when the stone didn't form under my feet. I don't know, we were on a ship and we sailed right by it. And then the next thing we knew, I had wings.
Unfortunate.
Truly. Have you heard of such a thing happening to people?
No, honestly. Well, I've heard of people being able to possess other people, obviously, with
Don't know what you mean.
example of a small friend here.
Yeah.
But you said it just happened. Usually there's a ritual or something that goes with it. Just happened.
Yeah, it just happened. Yeah, definitely no ritual, right? Trya?
Yeah, we were telling this ghost story, and all of a sudden it's like the ghost story was suddenly real. Well, not in that way, but it had happened very unexpectedly.
My feathers have fully started to fill up. What do you mean, ghost story, Shreya?
Well, we were just... And I look around and I realize I'm accidentally telling something that hasn't even been told yet. And I look back at Flynn.
It was Timmy. Timmy told us a story about the island, and so we were just talking about it. And
I just got excited while he was telling it.
Okay, hold on, everybody stop. Are you saying you did something, and you talked about something, and then we woke up in another body, and you didn't say anything before now?
We were just talking about it.
So what did you say?
I don't even remember. It was like a while back. It was just Timmy was telling us about how there was like crazy stuff on the island, and I don't even.
We were just getting excited, and you know how it is to play with younger people's creatures' heads when they're quite unsure, and they're easy targets, and we were I don't know, the word that you used to describe it, teasing him a little bit, and it just got a little bit out of hand.
What did you say?
So we were trying to spook him, scare him.
yeah, nothing.
No, but I get that you were trying to spook him.
Was
okay.
there anything that some entity might have conceived of as a ritual?
Yeah, he told us about the island, and then we were just poking fun at him, and we're just like, oh, island. We did like a thing, and I don't think either of us meant for any of this to actually
You called for the island?
Not seriously.
Hayfried, what do you need?
What do I need?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Can you get us out of this bind, Hayfried? Do you know of any magics?
You see, at this point, he is sitting down and he sort of struggles to stand up. And as he sort of walks over to you guys, he takes one of the tables that's on this platform and sort of leans himself up on it. And you see at this point, he seems a little bit thinner. His eyes are sort of sunken back a little bit. And he says, well, the issue is I just sort of took a 2-day nap after what we previously did. If I was in my prime, I might be able to snap my fingers and bring you all back. But the last thing sort of took a lot out of me, especially because it was sort of like ripping an arm off. This would be, obviously, you're all a little bit more willing, but the other one wasn't as willing, so it took a lot out of me.
That's unfortunate news. Of course, understandable. I feel out of my
Can we
depth
do
with this.
anything to help you?
I think I just have to rest. I've already taken a couple of potions to get myself back, but it's sort of, at this point, it's up to nature, you know. There's only so much that a depleted soul can take.
Right.
What do you recommend?
I can give you some references. I mean,
Well, hopefully it's not Zeta Malakas, because she's in prison. So, do you know of
Oh.
anyone not incarcerated?
I would say mostly probably, I mean, you'd have the best chance either going to some sort of school for magic or some sort of temple, some sort of religious site. That would probably give you the best chance of finding someone who has the abilities to do this, the highest levels of magic.
Well, would this teleport thing take us to a school that could fix this?
We already tried 2 of the temples in Oakenspire.
Which temples?
Zachriel, Laetiel.
Is that real deal? I don't know. I mean, I don't think that would... Can you give me one moment? And he reaches his hand up, pulls down another platform, and you can see this one is just lined with bookshelves and books piled high onto tables. And he walks over, grabs a couple of books, sort of flips through, and he says, I would think if it was me, I would probably go to a temple of...
While he's like looking through the book, could I... Is it far away, this platform, or is it kind of close? I want to try and get to the platform and look through some of the books
It's
as well.
all attached, so you would definitely be able to walk over with him,
Yeah,
and he's not going to stop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd love to just go over there and just kind of like look for... I don't know, like I'll look at all the books and see if I can find anything about spells and magic and things like that just while he's looking through as well.
And he says, I'm probably Temple of Amriel. If I'm sending you back to Oakenspire, I would assume new gods. Amriel would probably be your best
Amriel.
bet. But you'd have to find someone who jumped the old god ship pretty early. You would have to find someone who's been studying and practicing for 30 years.
Well connected with the new gods.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Right.
Is there any place where we could possibly find this person inconspicuously? I would imagine a ritual like this might draw attention to itself. And as I look around to other party members, we are trying to still stay pretty inconspicuous, right?
That's the goal.
I would assume that would be up to anyone at the temple, and how you ask them. If discretion is your goal, I wouldn't, be coming out with, everything all at once. I might just introduce the idea and then see what they'd be able to do for you.
Do you have a recommendation of what we should ask for? I don't even really know what we're looking for here.
Oh, you'd be looking for a mage who obviously has the magical capabilities to transfer 3. So are your friends back there, are they also...
They're also swapped.
Shit. Transfer 5 souls simultaneously. It's a little bit easier because they're willing, and you guys are going to be able to make the jump without resisting. But, boy, I'd say your best guess is to just ask if there's someone who... I'd ask how long they've been studying the magics of their god of Amriel. And if you get someone who's, baseline, I'd say over 25 years, I'd say that's a good place to start.
Yeah. All right. Sure. Does anyone need anything from Marstock before we head back out?
No.
I'm gonna approach Hayfried closer and sort of just like bow my head and speak softly. If we're to find this person, this caster that has this kind of prowess with, the switching of souls, might there be some other solution for our animal friend? Would they potentially be a lead on some tool, the pieces you were missing before to help Flynn with his problem?
I'd say that's a definite possibility. I'd say possibly. There's also, moral ramifications that come with dealing with some sort of dark entity as corrupted as any points over to the hulking mass of sheep and tiefling flesh that is still held within the cage. It's difficult to find someone who's even willing to consider working with something as fucked up as that.
Right. Just need people as depraved as us.
Poke my head out from one of the bookshelves. Did you say my name?
No.
Oh, okay. Or pop back and keep looking at books.
Well, I don't know. Somehow that thing was put in a crystal at some point. I can't help but wonder if we can't put it back. Hope beyond hope.
I think the first thing you would need to do is get a crystal. I've heard of things like that, and you just need the components, really, and someone willing to do it. I might be able to, given enough time, but again, components needed.
Yeah, and you need to load up on some hearty wheats,
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Get some rest.
All right.
Flynn,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you make an investigation check for me.
Disadvantage.
At disadvantage, yeah.
What would you say it was again? Investigation.
Investigation, yeah.
That is a 10 total.
A 10 in total. A 10. Right down the middle.
Yeah.
So you're looking through these books.
Yeah.
And you're pulling some off of the shelves. And at first you get a little bit too excited and reach for some of the the bigger books, like the heavy duty books that you almost need to use 2 hands to go up and grab. And after flipping through a couple pages, you immediately realize this is not going to be doing anything for you. But then you start looking through some of the smaller books, and as you're reading through, you can sort of begin to pick out a couple of symbols, maybe. You might know what they are, but you're not 100% positive. And you don't have like a full set. You think, okay, that sort of looks like what I've seen before. Maybe that does off in the corner, but nothing definitive.
Could I take this book? Does it have any like a title or like inscription of like what it is for? Like, is it a certain school of magic or is it a spell book? Like, can I look on the cover?
Yeah, on the cover, let's see. I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check for me.
Oh, okay.
Because on the front, it's like a bound book that the cover is like this faded navy blue. So it's this dark blue, but it's also sort of faded a little bit over the years. You can see the corners are weathered, and it's got this symbol in the middle. So I'm rolling to see what that symbol is.
Disadvantage. Still a 16.
16.
Yeah.
You would recognize this as the symbol, the generally accepted symbol for the School of Abjuration magic.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And I look at my wrist. Yeah, it kind of matches.
Wonder if Hayfried will let me take this.
Put it under my arm and walk over to Calix, and Hayfried. Are they still talking or are they
Just finishing.
Just
their
wrapping up
conversation.
our convo.
Yeah.
Hey, Hayfried.
Yeah.
Can I have this?
Can I see it?
Yeah.
He takes it. He flips through a couple pages.
It matches this tattoo that I have, and maybe it'll help me learn while I'm away.
I don't see the harm. Oh, wait. Can you promise me something?
Maybe.
Just like for your own safety and the safety of everyone present, just like the last 5 pages. I just stay out of the last 5 pages.
You got it.
Okay.
For sure.
I narrow my bird eyes at foot.
Okay, thanks, bye. And I grab the book and head back.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do as you're floating around the darkness?
I'm just going to look over to Captain McCready and Prala and just see if they're how they're doing with all this stimulation.
Make an insight check.
That is 15.
15. They are so entranced by what's happening all around them. Their eyes are dotting from platform to platform. They are just taking in awe of all of this stuff around them. You can tell, like, for majority of their lives, they've just been simple merchants and sailors. So seeing something to this degree is a little bit shocking to them, but still sort of holding on.
Okay. That works.
I'll put my book. I'll like pull my bag out and put the book in the bag, and realize that I have like a pointy sword and dagger made of glass, and I'd like to pull one out. Oh, hey, Freed.
Yeah.
You know what this is?
Give me a couple minutes and I can find out.
Yeah.
All right.
Here's a sword too.
Oh, nice. The matching set. Yeah, so he sort of takes them over. He brings down another one of his platforms. You can see a sort of a central, sort of like a central pillar in the middle. And he goes and he lays both of the items down flat. And you can see as he begins to close his eyes and sort of go into this trance, you can see a almost semi-transparent bubble of blue energy encapsulate the entire platform, and it's sort of like shimmering a little bit, and it's somewhat transparent, so you can still see inside and you can see what he's doing, but it's almost like this blue force field around it. And as he does, he's standing there, and he just takes a couple minutes, and he comes back out with both of the items.
Nice.
Well, obviously, these are just very well-crafted items. Probably gonna be a little bit more lethal than your standard steel. They have a little bit of a magical quality to them. So anything you attack with this is there's gonna be some sort of magical transference there. But as for the origins of this thing, let me see. So the origins of these items. So originated in the Underdark. Drow make, it looks like. And you can see sort of by some of the inscriptions on the handles here and some just the way that it was crafted looks like it's a part of some sort of militia or offshoot of the United Coalition of Kangxi, which is it's a couple of the major governments of the Underdark have sort of banded together, and this seems to be their standard weapon down there.
Am I privy to this conversation?
Anyone who wants to listen to this conversation is open to it.
United Coalition of
Kangxi.
Kangxi.
Kangshi, all one word.
Have I ever heard of that?
I'm going to have you make a history check for me.
And then while he's talking, there's a dagger and there's a sword. Just so I know, what type of sword is it? Is it like a long sword? Is it a short sword similar to my weapon?
It is a short sword.
Oh, cool.
And weight-wise, a little bit lighter than yours. It feels like the material that it's made of is slightly lighter.
So it's just a +1. There's not like a bonus damage or anything. It's just +1.
It is +1. It is a +1 magical weapon. Yeah. So anything you attack with this, it is a magical attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a 16 total.
A 16. Okay. Yeah, okay. So with a 16, you would know that the United Coalition of Kangxi is mostly consistent of drow settlements. And quite a few years ago, totally out of the blue, sort of unexpected culture shift, was a lot of these smaller tribes and factions of the drow began to work together. No one really knows why, but they all came together. And then even more sort of mind-blowing to people who have heard of it is they started bringing in other races from the Underdark, which the drow of the Underdark are known to be very secluded, and they don't cooperate well with others. So they brought in factions of Duergar, who are the dwarves of the Underdark. And they started bringing in some of the other races, which is unprecedented. You're not exactly sure exactly where they stand right now, but that was sort of a major point that you heard of. Just that all of these different tribes are coming together to form one larger coalition.
Okay. Hayfried, that wouldn't happen to be signified by a symbol of 2 crowns, would you know?
2 crowns. Let me see. You can see he's sort of thinking about it for a little bit. I don't think that's necessarily. I think it's the symbol of sort of the royal family who is the head of it. I'm not 100% sure about that.
Right.
But it's some sort of royal status symbol. It doesn't, I know it doesn't encompass the entire thing, but I'm pretty sure it's the royal symbol.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of symbols, we were on a ship and we had looked around and we saw a symbol like an infinity symbol. Do you know maybe who that would be for?
That I don't know.
Okay.
Why don't you know everything, Hayfried? Come on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I can only do so much.
How many dragons do you need to trap in a cage before you've learned all the secrets of the world?
And in the mention of that, I'd take a look up at the cage. Just look at it for a little bit.
While all of this is happening, I'm just like sitting crisscross on the ground with my legs crossed and my shoulders slumped, just staring at everyone talking.
You're still taller than Flynn sitting down.
Hey, now.
Still?
Not quite.
Even slumped?
Not quite, but still. But it's going to be a different experience than you're used to sitting cross-legged on the ground.
I've been looking around and at some of the floating platforms and at potential ones that look the ones that are close by. Are there any distinguishing besides the one with the dragon? Because that one kind of freaks me out a little bit. But what are the closest ones to us look like?
Looking around, you can see the one that's immediately close to you. You recognize as it's got wardrobes and stuff on it. What Hayfried went over to put on the cloak, and where you initially saw his red wolf sort of cloak and outfit. And then looking around, you see off in the corner, you see one that looks like it's got some brewing components. You see a bunch of glass vials on tables. And then just floating off to your left and moving around, you see again the platform with what looks like people and creatures who have been petrified, who are trapped in stone.
Is the one with the creatures and things trapped in stone, are they like visible from the edges of it? Like how can I tell that how can I tell that they're beings in the stones versus their actual stones? Are they like statues?
They look like statues, but you overheard last time when the question was brought up, you overheard that they're actually petrified people, and Hayfried just doesn't have the current ability to reverse the petrification.
I've been fascinated. I've just been fascinated with those statues the entire time, basically. Just like trying to get a better view of them.
Okay.
Alec, why do your knees feel weird? They're kind of sore.
Yeah.
And they don't bend so well.
No. I don't know how to tell you. It's the way of life. You get older.
What do you mean?
When you get older, your knees don't work as well.
Like nobody's knees work well?
Most people. It varies, you know.
Hayfried, do your knees work?
Not at the moment.
Oh my gosh, are my knees gonna stop working?
Well, you're quite an athletic child. If you look over a trial there, you never know. It could get better, or rather, I did a lot of labor as a young lad, but I wasn't quite the climber you are, so it's possible you'll do better.
I just look at my arm, and I look at my knees, and I look at my whole body. Why are you not just in a hospital your whole life? You're just falling apart.
Well, I've been putting other people back together.
You need help.
I just am flummoxed, and I ruffle my feathers.
Could I walk up to Hayfried again while they're having this little back and forth? Hey, so this book, I feel like it's a little, I don't know, I just don't understand a lot of I get this, the symbol is what's on my arm, but I think that I just don't know how to translate it. Like, what should I do should I just read it and try and understand? Like, what do you suggest?
Most of these books, I've taken the time to put into my own language, pretty much. Something that pretty much only I can read. Whenever you have time, I can start teaching you, if you'd like.
How long does it take? Do we have time now?
Probably not, depending on...
I'm not in a different body. Can I just stay here and teach me?
Yeah, sure.
That's fine with me, Flynn. If you, as long as you keep safe.
No, you can't do that.
There'll be more time.
Yeah.
Now that you've got the portal all set up, you can pretty much pop back and forth anytime you want.
Can we?
It would also be nice to have you with us because we're all in different bodies. So it's kind of nice to have at least one person in the right body. So
You're
that
the only person here that knows how to use their knees.
Actually, now that I think about it, my knees are kind of hurting a little too.
Your knees hurt too?
Yeah.
But how old are you?
I'm only like 22.
God, that's so soon. I don't have any
I've got a potion that might be able to help with that. If you're,
I don't know.
I mean, I think I'm past the point of no return with my knees. But
Yeah, see, eventually there's no hope.
Oh my gosh, this is such bad news. Do you think March had hurt knees?
Oh, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
But she was so strong. I bet her knees didn't hurt at all.
Well, sometimes strength is about, pushing through the pain in your knees.
Yeah, you'll learn about that. Anyway. I guess I'll go with you guys. Fine. So while I'm out there, should I just read it? Like, should I just try and understand it? Is that what I should do?
I'd say so.
Okay.
Pick up as much of it as you can.
Okay.
I think that's a good place to start because it sort of the determination that you put into it,
Right.
and the amount that you want to learn it will affect the outcome moving forward.
You got it.
Amazing.
All right.
Haven't taught anyone anything in a while. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm excited. Okay. Well, I'm ready to go. Do you guys need anything?
Yeah, someone's gonna have to help me up.
I got it. I'll attempt to help.
All right.
Oh God! Ow, that's my head. Ow!
Alma, just have some dignity.
God,
Look, we
this
really
is-
do need to fix your body.
So
Holy crap.
embarrassing. You don't have to just carry yourself.
This is
Boys.
just so sad. Before you all go, I think I should help you all out just a little bit. There's actually a couple of things. First off, give me 1 moment. And he pulls down another platform, and you can see on this platform there are it's almost like a miniature forest growing on this platform. It looks like kind of like a greenhouse, sort of magically contained onto this platform. And he walks over and he sort of rummages through some things, and he walks back out, and he's got 2 things in his hands. In one of his hands, you can see he's got this large root. Looks like it's still got dirt on it. It looks like he just pulled it out of the ground. And it's sort of like this beige, long root. And in his other hand, he has a little shard of metal. And it looks like it may have been broken off of something else, but it's this little shard of metal. And he walks up and he sort of puts his hands out with both of them. Who's taking them?
I mean, I'm helping you get up right now, but I don't know if he does this once we're all set, but I'll go over and take a look.
A root and a metal. I'll take the metal.
I'll pick up the root, I guess.
Okay. Flynn, you pick up the root. It's heavy, kind of heavy, but
Okay.
it seems normal. The shard of metal that you grab, you look at it, and it seems that it's definitely metal. Like you're holding onto a cold piece of metal, but you can see these tiny little portions of it seem to apparate into like fog and then rematerialize. And another bit of it sort of disintegrates into fog and then rematerializes. And you can hold onto it. It's a solid object, but these tiny little pieces seem to just wisp away for a moment and then solidify once more.
Oh, that's cool. I kind of want that one.
Well, you got your roots there.
Man, but this is a stupid root. You want to trade?
Oh my gosh, what did it do?
I'll look at the root.
Okay, so the root, you guys are going to a Temple of Amriel, and they're all about nature and all of these things. So they're also sort of trippy. They get into trances, and I wouldn't smell that too closely.
Yeah, it stinks.
They make it into tea, and then they pretty much induce a trance, and it helps them with their abilities. The shard of metal, that'll help sort of with the transfer, I assume. That's what I would use. It sort of elevates the souls out of the body and doesn't totally make it relied on the strain of the person.
So the root is a gift. The shard helps switch your bodies back.
It's a tool.
I would think that if they would like to use the root for whatever purposes, it mostly helps them just get into a higher state of being.
Powers them up.
Cool.
Yeah.
You know, we really should never go somewhere empty-handed. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Hayfried. And I'm looking over at this time. I've been kind of paying attention to what's been going on, but I've also been still looking at these statues. How sensitive are the statues over there?
Shreya?
How sensitive are they to being acted on by other forces?
Try,
Shreya, don't you lay a finger on those statues.
Depends what forces.
And I just flick my fingers ever so slightly. I kind of want to do something to one of them.
Oh, Shreya, are you gonna use my powers to hurt something?
I didn't hit the thing in the thing, and I was curious about. I really just wanted to do something well. I've been thinking and being aware of these different, and my eyes roll back, and I like sort of do a little like sway with my body. I just want to try something. I hope that if those statues aren't super sensitive, maybe I could try to channel something just really quickly before we leave.
Why don't you just try to throw it at me?
I wouldn't want to. I look over to my former self and then back. I wouldn't want to do anything harmful to either any of. And I look back. Us?
Well, aren't those statues just like us?
Well, it depends on how. I look over at Hayfried. Sensitive they are to.
And as you look at Hayfried, you can see he's got his arm raised as he is bringing down a separate platform and attaching it to the main platform. And you can see on it 3 what looks like target dummies.
Yes.
One of them has its shoulder completely singed off. Another one still has like part of its torso encased in ice. But it's got a couple of target dummies on there.
Does one of them look more taunting than another?
Yeah, one of them, it seems that he has drawn
Pause.
like angry eyebrows on one of them with ink. Yeah.
All right, you're going down. And I see it's a little awkward at first, but I shift my weight from side to side, and I like rear back and put my hands close to each other, rear back, and then throw a chaos bolt at one with the angry eyes.
That's a spell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is a spell. And as soon as you cast it, the sort of the poles that are keeping it in the ground begin to shift and move and sort of zigzag back and forth. So I'm going to have you make a attack roll.
All right. Let me just see. Okay. 18.
An 18. Okay, you hit. Roll your damage.
Yes.
What is chaos? What is the damage of chaos?
You need
Bolt?
D8s.
Ah.
2 D8s.
So that's 10.
And then one of the numbers from the D8 determines on a scale
Oh,
what it is.
Uh-huh.
So open up the.
That's chaos.
Oh my!
Wow,
Oh my
that's
goodness! This like putrid, and you see my face sort of contort and be grossed out a little bit. Oh, that was not as enjoyable as I thought it would be. As this putrid haze bursts out over the dummy, and it takes 12 points of poison damage.
Ew.
Okay. If a inanimate dummy could be poisoned, it would be poisoned right now. But you did make contact with it. I'm going to have you make a wild magic surge roll.
What number is?
Still at 1, but it's going to be at disadvantage.
Oh.
As
You're
I feel this,
fine.
like, it's at the tiniest little sparks of something boiling up. There's that thing again! Ugh. 16, 18. Totally fine.
Okay, you're good.
Some of these things inside you are very disconcerting.
What do you mean?
They're not always... You seem to be having so much fun when you do these things, and other times they're just off-putting and strange.
Okay, I mean, it feels fine to me. Maybe it's because you're not used to it?
I would say probably. Or maybe it's just that particular way I did that. Ugh. Felt gross.
Sometimes.
I know we have to get going, but I gotta, they're target dummies. I gotta try a few things, right? Can I? Do I have time?
Really?
Please.
Can we please?
Xavier is rotten in a cell. Are we not considering that in our
Just like-
calculation here?
Right.
Just like really quick.
He's right.
You're in your own body, Flynn. You have all the time you need.
This is always here. He's right.
I run up to one of them. And I just,
Okay.
I just want to, like, as I'm running, I want to try and, like, just from practicing and reading, I want to try and, just do things quicker. Like, I want to try and access the magic faster, and I am a little bit tired, but, I just want to, instead of tapping 3 times and swiping, I just want to try and make a quicker movement. So, normally when I do the booming blade, I have to tap 3 times. I just want to try and tap once on my sword and attack really quick.
Okay.
So I'm going to try and do that. I don't know if I need to do a roll or anything, but
Yeah, I'm gonna have you make an Arcana check.
you said Arcana.
An
okay.
Arcana check, and that is going to be at disadvantage because you're exhausted.
I have a decent. Okay. That's not bad. 12.
12. You tap it once. The effect does not. You can see it just starting, but you might have just tapped in the wrong spot. It might have been too quick and unconcentrated, but it just doesn't happen.
Hey, Flynn.
I come down.
Hey,
and hit the
Flynn.
thing. Yeah.
Remember what happened last time you practiced on your own?
Yeah, but you guys are here now.
Yeah, but I think it's time to go. You're still pretty tired.
Fine. Without looking, I try and poke the head of the target dummy while I'm looking at.
And it goes straight through.
Let's go, and I leave it. Walk over, summon it.
Yeah. Super cool. Not like we haven't seen that one
Oh,
before.
very impressed, Flynn.
Thanks, guys. Let's go.
All right. And Hayfried takes you guys back over to the teleportation platform. And as you guys are stepping on, he says, and since you all are attempting a prison break, I'm going to search through my contacts in the city and see if I can send you anything helpful your way.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
so glad we met you. You're my best friend.
Well, that's a lot to hold on to. Okay, I'm going to send you back through.
Hey, Fried, before we do, just please do let us know if you ever need anything. You've been such a help to us.
Now just the excitement's fun. And doing something good.
We're here for you.
All right. And as he waves his hands in a few motions, you guys all feel your vision start to get blurry, and then all of a sudden you snap back into focus. Right back in the spot that you guys had teleported here from.
Bye, Hayfried. Oh, he's gone.
I look around again. I'm trying to remember where we were, like in
The
like
basement
the basement
of a
of this
cottage.
Cottage.
It was like a little tiny shed that
Okay.
had a secret basement. Yeah.
Got it. Well, what do we do now?
Now we go to the Temple of Amriel and we look for someone with 25 plus years of experience.
That wants this stinky root.
Don't smell it.
Can I smell it?
No.
I hold it over.
Oh, actually, I kind of like that a little bit.
I'm going to
you
have
wanna-
both of you make...
No way. I did not think about that.
I'm going to have both of you make Constitution saving throws.
Okay. This I think is regular because it's just ability checks.
Yes.
But, okay. Constitution.
Imagine Flynn rolling a regular roll.
I know, right? It's crazy. Constitution is at 17.
17, okay.
Oh, wow. 24.
Oh,
24.
jeez.
Okay. Both of you sort of feel yourselves getting a little bit lightheaded for a moment, and then you're able to snap back into it.
You feel that?
Was it enjoyable lightheaded?
For Shreya, yeah, probably.
Ugh. My eyes like get really big, and my hands kind of reach forward. I kind of
I
want to
snatch your hand.
Oh,
Yeah, that felt kind of weird.
I felt empowering.
We gotta go.
Okay.
Shia, just so you know, we're going to the Temple of the people that want to replace Eldoria.
Oh.
That's their route that you're sniffing on there.
Ugh.
So, keep it all in perspective, right?
I don't know how I feel about that. It's intriguing. And yet, now as you remind me of that, it's off-putting as well. And I back away. I back away from the root, but at the same time, my eye still rests on it.
I see that, and I put it back in my bag.
Anybody have any ideas where we can find Amriel? Captain?
That temple that we saw in the that park that we passed by earlier.
Park
that
Peace or whatever.
Yeah, Park of Eternal Peace.
That's right.
I believe that was their temple.
Cool. I guess let's go back there then.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I guess I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. So you guys exit the little shed that you guys found yourselves in. And as you guys leave, you close the door behind you. And very similar to after you guys had sent in the spiders, you can hear some clicking inside the shed as if everything is resetting. And all the levers and mechanisms within it.
You remember what you did, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. Okay.
That's not going to come back to bite you. All right. So you guys walk through the city. It is getting to be evening at this point. You can see that the sun has just gone down over the horizon, and everything is just sort of starting to get dark, but there's still a little bit of that glow in the sky from when the sun is set, but it's not quite dark yet. So as you guys are weaving through the city, who's leading you guys through the city?
Me.
I'm gonna have you make a survival check.
Would the captain, or was it the captain that said that they have an idea of where to go?
We passed it before.
Oh,
so
we did?
We
Okay.
would all have some idea.
12.
So you guys eventually make your way back, just because it is a little bit darker. You're not recognizing as many of the streets that you had passed before, but eventually you do get to this park, as it is massive, and if you're just walking through the city, it'd be hard not to stumble across it at some point. But you guys get to the park, and once again you see just an oasis of green and plant life. You see a couple trees. You see it's mostly like grass and an open field. But you see trees every once in a while, park benches. But right in the middle, you see a stone temple with some vines just starting to grow near the base. And as you guys are walking through the park, how are you guys attempting to approach this temple?
Just knock on the door. Yeah?
How late is it?
I'd say it's probably about 6:30 in the evening.
Kelly, are these places open this late?
The Temple of Amriel is open at all hours. I don't know how Amriel handles her followers.
And it seems, I'm not really sure, but is Amriel like nature-based?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the most superficial observation I could make is that Eldoria was more about wild overgrowth, and Amriel is more about delicate control in nature, you know.
Well, yeah, I guess we just knock and see.
Does the temple appear particularly open or closed? I don't know what would distinguish that, but...
As you're looking at the temple, you can see that it is stone except for the doors and the windows. You can see a couple of windows, perhaps a second story, but a little bit higher. And everything is closed. All of the windows have their wooden boards shut, as well as the front door completely shut. There is no glass windows or anything. You cannot see inside at the moment.
I'll go up and knock.
Okay. You knock. No one comes to answer.
Is it open?
You try the handle, and it swings open. It slowly sort of inches open, and you immediately see, as you're sort of poking your head in, you see creatures, beings. You can't quite tell exactly what's going on in there, but just from a small look, you see what appears to be a bunch of humanoids, probably. Are you going in any further?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
go in. Me and Olva will go in.
All right.
First.
So you open the door a little bit more, and you can look in all the way, and you see in concentric circles just people, humans, dwarves. There are a couple of half elves that you spot sitting in concentric circles around a central figure in the middle. The central figure seems to be a dwarven woman, in these long robes, and probably close to 400 people in here, sitting in very tightly packed circles around her.
Is it like an amphitheater, or is it just a flat
It is
floor?
just a flat floor.
Okay.
And as you look in further, you actually, Kellic, would see something that you had seen a little preview of before, but you can see this dwarven woman standing in the middle with her arms outstretched, and from the palms of her hands, what look like these little spores coming out and floating out amongst the crowd, and sort of providing a gentle haze or a fog over the entire crowd, who seems to all be moving and swaying back and forth in this unified trance.
Are they chanting something? I recall them chanting the last time I saw this
You do hear a very low, not quite a whisper, but like a very deep, almost a hum, but you can sort of pick out some syllables in there. That is a chant, yeah.
Okay. And is it in Dwarvish, or can I make out what language it is?
You can't even make out what language it is. It's so low and drawn out, it could be any language.
Okay. Is there a root somewhere? Can we see?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh, 14.
14, you see no root.
Okay.
No.
I think we should just wait until this is over, maybe, and then try to talk to the person in the center.
That seems to be the most respectful way to handle this.
Okay, so we just sit here and just wait quietly.
I just cross my palms in front of me and bow my head.
Okay, I just sit.
I'm gonna nudge Flynn as we're still just outside, with my elbow, and say, "Well, should we? I guess we should go in there and see what all this is about."
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
And,
Will you hold my hand?
Yeah.
He kind of just shakes as I look up above as we enter the space.
Psst, over here.
Yeah.
Over here.
What?
Come here, sit.
What? I want to see what the spores do.
Come here and sit down.
I let go of Flynn's hand, and I go to the very edge of my back's going to go up against the wall as I process everything that's going on around.
Okay. And Flynn Shry, as you guys enter, you notice the same spores coming out of her hands. Everyone's in a trance. And you look around and you notice this is a giant cathedral. This place, there is no second story from what you saw outside. It's just one giant room.
As we're leaned up against the wall, does it seem like these people chanting are happy?
Make an insight check for me.
All right. Insight. Really, really good. 19 and a 20 for disadvantage. So that is 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
The most neutral you can be. Exceedingly neutral. No emotion going on whatsoever. From anyone, not even a twitch on a face.
Neutral. Does the lady seem happy? You said a dwarven lady?
Yeah, dwarven woman in the
Does
center.
she seem happy and
She seems the exact same.
neutral?
Completely neutral.
Okay. Yeah, I'll lean up against the wall.
Okay.
It's something to behold, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. I kind of want to go check it out, but it doesn't seem... I don't want to interrupt, but...
About how far are we from her?
You guys are probably 50 feet away from her, but closer to maybe almost 10 feet from the outermost circle of people.
And how far away from me are the spores?
The spores are forming a perfect blanket over everyone who's sitting in the circles, not extending to you guys, though.
Guys, I really want to check out the spores. I really want to. I mean, it's a temple in the city. How bad could it be?
Pretty bad, Flynn. But, do what you will.
I think we should just wait.
Okay, we'll give it some time and see if it just ends pretty soon.
There are a couple of open spots in this outermost circle. Every other circle inward is perfectly tightly packed, but this outermost circle does have a couple of open spots.
4 spots?
It's looking around, you see 9 spots, perhaps just not enough people to fill out the entire outer circle.
Well, let's give it a minute, see if it stops, and if it doesn't, I'll go check it out.
Okay.
I'll sit down for a little bit, and I'll pull out my my new book.
Okay. As you're studying your new book, what's your time limit tolerance going to be here before you actually step?
I'd probably give it. We could do a short rest if you want. Just like sit here for an hour.
Sure.
Or is that too long?
I was just gonna wait until it was done.
Yeah, I'll probably wait for 10 minutes.
If I doze off, like against the wall.
Okay.
I'm down to wait it out. This is like the next step we need to do. So, there's nowhere else to go.
We're not trying to interrupt this thing.
Also, before we do the wait, my head is quivering a little bit, and I put my hands on the wall behind me. But I peer into the center of the circle, and using the energy from the chaos bolt I fired a while ago as a kind of card key, I suppose, I look in and I'm trying to glean what kind of magic this could possibly be.
Okay. I'm going to have you make an Arcana check for me.
All right. That's a 2.
That's a 2. You're not sure. You do see that it's not... The spores themselves are not a direct magical thing, but it is the spores that are creating some sort of effect. You don't know what that effect is or the origins of it. But looking at the woman, very obviously, she's not made of spores. Some sort of magic is creating them as they're coming out of her hands, but can't pinpoint anything.
I'm gonna reach over and hold almost my hand and just pat it.
I'm breathing very heavily.
Flynn, I'm going to have you give me an exact number of minutes that you are going to be waiting.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. They're still doing it after 10 minutes.
Has almost fallen asleep yet?
In 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes.
Probably not.
Okay.
In 10 minutes, I've gotten slightly more agitated.
Yeah, same. I'm
just holding your hand.
I'm getting kind of antsy, waiting.
And I'm
flipping through the book
it.
and I'm not figuring it out.
I'm completely mellow. This is I've sat through all kinds of stuff like this. Comfortable.
I pull out my the other book, my spell book from the Iron Light, and I'll start flipping through that and I keep looking up. And I look back, shake my head, look back down, look back up again. Shut my book. Put it in my bag. Put the other book in my bag. Leave my backpack there. Stand up. Start walking towards one of the empty spots.
I'm gonna lean over to Shreya. Do you think that little performance was for us?
My eyes go really wide. I hope not. My eyes follow Flynn as he walks toward it, and just my expression goes really wide.
Are you okay, Shreya?
I'm fine. I'm okay. This is and I inhale deeply. Is there any resemblance to the root? Is the aroma that's in this room similar to the root at all?
Oh, I'm gonna have you make a nature check.
That is a 19.
The smell is very similar. The smell, but it doesn't, the spores themselves don't look anything visually like the root, but you do get a smell somewhere in this room of that same sort of smell.
I kind of want to follow Flynn into the center. Or toward it.
I worry about you, Shreya. But, seems harmless enough.
I worry about me sometimes too.
Just stay on the outer circle where there's an open space. Don't cause a fuss.
I do, my eyes widen and I look. Getting used to those knees already?
Oh, maybe Maybe it's just inside now. Like this is why you're so cranky. It's just who you are.
Hey, that wasn't how I would have put it.
All right, Flynn and Shreya, you guys are going to sit in the circle?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
I want to sit next to Flynn, though, because this is very uncomfortable, so I'm sitting in whatever spot is next to Flynn.
Okay. All right, you guys sit down, and you start breathing in this dust. It's almost like sawdust in the air. You start breathing it in, and it's uncomfortable for a second, but you get used to it very quickly. And you're sitting there, and you look around, and you see everyone else has their eyes closed. So you close your eyes. You sit there for a moment. You don't feel any different. You open your eyes again, and you look around, and you look back, and Kellic and Olmer are still there, and you look to the sides, and everyone is still there, so you close your eyes once again. And after, 2 minutes of sitting there with your eyes closed, not really feeling anything, you open your eyes again, but no one's there.
What?
The entire temple is empty. Flynn, you don't see Shreya. Shreya, you don't see Flynn. You don't see anyone else except one being. You both see yourselves standing in the center of that circle where that dwarven woman was. Just standing there.
In terms of who I would see, would I see my former self or my current self?
You would see Bird Shreya.
Oh, yes, okay. I go back a little bit and rear back, but then after I rear back, I slowly lean forward.
Am I wearing the same clothes? Am I wearing anything different? Is it just what I usually wear?
It is your standard, what you usually wear.
Am I chanting? Am I casting? Am I just standing still?
Just standing there.
Eyes open, closed?
Eyes open, looking directly at you.
Hi?
Do I hear this?
Hi.
Oh,
Hi, I'm Flynn Fellowweave.
No, I'm Flynn Fellowweave.
Oh, really?
Who are you?
Who are you?
This is so weird.
Yeah.
And you can see he reaches his hand out to the side. His sword apparates into his hand.
I try.
Sword apparates in your hand.
I hold my hand up with the tattoos.
He holds his hand up with the tattoos.
What's my mom's name?
Well, I'm not going to answer that. Why don't you answer that?
Well, I'm not going to answer. You answer it.
Nora. What's my dad's name?
Audrey. It's my dad, not your dad.
Our dad?
Our dad. How is this happening?
I don't know.
I stand up. Can I stand up?
Yeah, you can stand up.
Go over. Put my sword out and I poke the armor.
And at the exact same time, as you're approaching him, he's also approaching you with his sword. And you sort of poke each other at the same time.
Feels solid.
Feels solid.
Looking strong. That pack of muscle.
Yeah.
Thanks. I needed that. Where are we?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I just sat down and then I was standing here.
In the temple?
Yeah.
I look real close. Look at. Is there anything different?
Make in a perception check.
18.
Nothing.
Nothing. I don't know what to do.
I don't either.
Should we fight?
I mean, that's one option.
Do you want to duel? Practice?
Why'd you let that sheep die?
Why'd you let it die? Apparently you're me.
I let it die because I'm just sort of a superior being,
Hmm.
it was obviously, me or the sheep, so...
But if you were superior, you would be able to figure out how to destroy the demon without the sheep.
Yeah, but who cares about the sheep? Just a sheep. You want me to get you another sheep? I can get you another sheep.
Now I really want to fight you.
I mean, you can. You're going to lose.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
By the way, is this just audible to this?
This is
Yeah,
just
okay,
happening
great.
in Flynn.
Just had to double check.
Yes, yes.
I tap my sword, rub fire across it, and attack him.
Okay. I'm going to have you roll initiative.
It's a disadvantage, right? That's an ability check?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not the greatest. 9? 9.
Okay. At the exact same time,
Yeah.
he mimics the
that's
same
so cool.
same motion,
Ooh.
but he is just able to get the drop on you.
Sure.
And let's see. That was that you cast Green Flame Blade or Booming Blade?
Green flame. I lit the flame. I drag it across the blade as he does the same, and we both bring our swords down. His hitting.
All right, so he just gets the drop on you,
Sure.
and his sword comes down, hitting you. Well, he's going to make an attack roll first. That is going to be a 18 to hit.
That would hit, but I cast shield, baby.
Okay, you cast shield.
So
nice.
as that comes down, I see it, and I raise my hand up, and that shimmering force field briefly shows and blocks it. And I come down with my attack.
Okay, make an attack roll.
That's just regular, yeah. Oh!
What was it?
Natural 20!
Natural 20.
Let's
Okay,
go.
yeah,
Let's
that
go.
hits, yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's
Hoorah.
that's a lot of damage. Okay, so that is.
How can I not kill myself?
So that's. 12, 18. So it's 13 plus a D8, so 21 points of damage to start,
Mhm.
plus rolling.
Yes.
Do you need fire separate at all?
No. Unless you have resistance to fire damage.
I don't, but he can do some stuff. That is 29 points of damage total,
Okay.
piercing and fire.
You stab him right through the chest, and you can almost feel it break through on the other side.
Do I feel anything?
You do not feel anything, but you can see him wince and just fully take this damage and feel the pain. You can see it on his face as he looks back up to you, and he takes his sword and he goes for another swing.
Okay.
That's going to be a 16 to hit.
Shield again, baby.
Okay.
Another force shield.
All right.
And I come down
You're
again.
up once again.
I will. I'm gonna tap my side of my knee. 1, 2, 3. And I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave as I bring my foot down and smash it towards him to try and push him off balance.
Okay.
So he needs to make a con save.
Constitution save.
Yes, sir.
That is going to be a 17.
That saves, but he still takes some damage.
Okay.
So he gets pushed back like a few inches, but he doesn't fall, and he takes 9 points, and then I think it's halved. Yeah, it's halved. So 4, 5, whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you say it is.
Nice. Okay. And as he stumbles back, you sort of let go of your sword
Okay.
in his chest. And as he falls back, he still has the sword in his chest. And he looks down at it. And he rips it out of his chest, taking the sword out. Moving it, maneuvering it right above his heart. Looks at you. You're so weak. And he plunges the sword into his chest
What?
and completely disappears.
Shreya.
Okay.
Shreya, you open your eyes and see no one around you. See the temple is empty. You see your bird self standing in the center of the room.
I raise my hand and do a little bit of a wave and look in further.
He does the exact same thing.
Like in mirror image?
In almost perfect mirror image,
Whoa.
yeah.
Are you me? Or am I you? I look back down.
Well, I'm me, but I don't think I'm exactly the you that you are now.
Where were you just now, right before this moment?
I was sitting down.
But before that?
I was walking into the temple.
No, before that?
We were in Oakenspire.
Ugh. I put my head in my hand. So I can't. I look forward again, try to look through this image of myself. What do you know? Do you know anything that I don't know? Or do you know that you don't know?
Well, how would I know what you know and what I don't know that you don't know?
Put my head in my hand again. How do I find you?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
How do I find you? Through me.
I think I am you.
I reach forward, I hold up my hands, and I try to reach out to this image of myself. And I'm going to attempt to close my eyes in deep meditation and commune with the place that I draw my power from as I reach out toward myself.
Okay. I'm going to have you make... I'm going to make a nature check.
That'll be... wait, as me or as...
As you.
As me.
Bird Shreya.
Okay. That's a 6.
Okay.
This is all very new to me.
As you do, you sort of reach your hand out and you open your eyes to see that the other you is also reaching out and has his eyes closed. To open his eyes, see a little disappointment on his face, just as is probably going across your face.
That's not how I wanted that to work.
I feel just like you feel. This strange place that we're both in. Does this feel as alien to you as it does to me?
It feels weird. I don't know if I like it.
I do like it slightly. I jump up into the air as if to try to fly into the top of the room. And then I look up to see if my mirror copy can do the same thing. But if they can actually fly.
You can see he spreads his wings and begins to flap them and floats gracefully up off the air.
And then I look up. And I would want to go to the right, and then I would want to go to the left, and then I would want to do like a loop-de-loop through the ceiling. But in my body, I know I can't. But what's going on with the being?
Just as you're imagining it, just as you're taking yourself through the motions, he's doing the exact same thing.
Oh,
But he's actually doing it.
he's actually doing it. Oh, how I long. Oh, how I long to soar again. And as I look up and watch this being darting around the room in these different feats of light, I'm going to watch myself aerially dance, and that's going to occupy until I feel tired or maybe not tired, but until I am sated with watching what I formerly could do. And once I lose it, as long as it takes for me to lose interest in this sort of strange puppeteering that I find I'm doing.
It doesn't quite take you that long. You don't quite lose interest when your other self flies a little bit too low and flaps his wings a bit too hard and wind gets into your eyes and a little piece of dust, and you sort of close your eyes and you scratch it out. And as soon as you open your eyes to look back, it's not you anymore standing there. You see a wood elf woman. A woman with this long braided hair. You see tattoos going down her face and down onto her arms. You see a cloak with fur over her shoulders and a raven perched on top of her right one.
Do I recognize this? Have I ever seen this being in my life?
You've never seen this being, but she feels very comfortable.
You. Are you still me in a different form? Who are you?
I'd say the answer to that is yes. From a certain point of view.
What brought you to this place?
You did.
You
brought me here.
I look down at myself and back. What do you want?
I'm not sure that I want anything. It's a difficult question, but I don't know, where can I start?
And your friend there? And I motion toward the raven. Is that also you?
It is me in the same way that you are me, and that I am you.
Do you know this place?
Long ago, I used to.
Do you feel at home here?
Not anymore.
Why have you appeared before me?
Like I said, you brought me here. Just as you bring me everywhere you go.
And I close my eyes, and I look down, and I look deep within myself. And I attempt to glean why I might have brought this person into existence in front of me.
And as you do, you sort of center yourself, and you open your eyes once more, and you see everyone sitting around you. You see a dwarven woman in the center of a circle of people, arms stretched out, spores no longer coming out of her hands. And you look next to you and you see Flynn there, who also opens his eyes.
I'm not weak!
Whoa! Of course you're not.
Oh. What?
Who said you were? I look around.
No one. I look up. Is the service still going after?
You can see at this point, and the rest of you can also see, the dwarven woman dropping her hands down, spores no longer coming from her hands, and one by one, people begin opening their eyes, and this neutral expression that was brought across their faces begins to change. Some people begin smiling, looking to their neighbor, and sort of putting their arms around them. Some people are beginning to cry and burst into tears. You see a wide range of emotions on display here.
Should we go back to the group?
Yes, I suppose so, but we are in this outer circle. As I look around and see what's going on, I'm gonna, feign, some kind of enlightenment and, high peak of emotion. That was beautiful! And I'm gonna, throw my arms around Flynn. I look around to see if, we're, gelling.
Yeah, it was touching, and as I want to look around for me.
Make a perception check.
Kind of seems like it's over.
You do see people starting to stand up and walk around.
Yeah, I've seen people become emotional over services, but this is striking.
15.
You see across the circle, as people are standing up, it's kind of difficult to see as there's a bunch of people moving around. You do see another halfling stand up and begin to walk out towards the back exit.
I can't tell.
Can't tell.
I leave Shriya's grasp and head towards the halfling.
Okay.
Push my way through the crowd. Excuse me.
What the hell has been doing?
I'm gonna pick up the pace and try and catch up to the halfling.
Okay. He makes his way out the door. And
Is this
you
a
make
different
your way-
door than?
A different door. It looks
Okay.
like a smaller exit out
Sure.
the back. And as soon as you open the door, you see the park right in front of you and a halfling walking away.
If I could catch up, I would like to put my hand on his shoulder and kind of turn him around.
Okay. Very similar stature to you. Sort of a similar haircut. You could sort of
Yeah.
see from the back.
And as I put my
Definitely.
shoulder on, you see the beginnings of my sword being summoned
Okay.
in my hand as I turn him around.
But it's not you.
And I dispel it so it doesn't bring my sword. Sorry, sir. And I say that in halfling.
That's okay. A little shocking, but
I'm Flinfellowweave.
hi, Flynn Fellowweave. If you don't mind, I'd just like to take some time for myself for
Of course,
a couple
of
minutes
course.
here.
That was amazing. What was that?
Like I said, I would like to take some time for myself.
Of course.
If you don't mind.
Sure. I'm just trying to put things together and just,
Aren't we all?
yeah. Have a good day.
All right.
And I'll turn around and head back into the procession, into the thing, and just kind of find my group.
Okay. All right. And you guys all meet up once more.
What happened?
I'm still not sure. Shriya, what happened with you?
I am also very confused. I saw beings. One of them looked like myself. I don't know if it actually was myself, but it was off-putting but intriguing. This whole place and everything related to it. I still can't tell how I feel about it fully.
Like you, or like you, me?
No, like, point over to the body that's currently being occupied by Kellic.
I
Oh,
avert my gaze.
but Kellic wasn't in it, right? It was you.
So I was speaking to myself, or a copy of myself. I was still not. I put my hands around my head and sort of shake my head around. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of had the same thing. It was me. Then we fought.
Of course you did.
You fought? Did you win?
Of course I won. I'm strong. And I kind of looked to the ground. Yeah. But then then they disappeared.
If I look up, where's the dwarven woman?
The dwarven woman is in the process of giving out some hugs to people who are walking up to her, a couple handshakes, some pats on the back. It seems like just a general embrace of what happened as a community there.
Can we make our way to her?
I'm fine to do that. Are you two all right, or do you need a moment?
No, I think I'm all right. Shriya, are you okay?
Yes, if someone else could do the talking with that person leading this, I would very much appreciate it.
Yes, Alma and I can lead that front.
Well, not you. And I point over at Kellic. I don't want to have to. Well, I still feel a little bit like maybe. And I point at Olma and
Oh my god.
yeah. Oh my god. Well, how about you? Is that all right?
Sure. Do I talk like this?
No, Alma, just
How should I talk?
talk as yourself. We have to tell her the truth
Oh.
anyway.
Right. Okay, I can talk.
Just embody the knees.
I'm sorry?
It's fine.
Embody
No.
knees? How do you
Ignore him.
embody? Oh,
And I do a couple
Okay.
of like springing motions with my. These seem very easily moving to me. In
They
case
are.
you're wondering how they are right now.
they're great. I know my knees are great.
And
Not
that-
these ones.
And that hasn't changed.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna make my way over to the dwarf.
Okay.
And we're all in tow behind.
Yeah. I'm gonna be in last place, and I look back to our other two companions, and I look back at them and sort of confusedly shrug.
They could come with us.
Are they just chilling there? Or are they coming with? the captain and.
They're sort of hanging back a little bit.
I'll just hang back with them. Yeah, just like follow with them, like however far back they are from the group. I'll just chill with them, so we can stay together.
Okay. All right. As you approach, you hear the dwarven woman continuing to. Oh, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. No, please, no. I'm happy that you got out of it what you wanted to get out of it.
I'm just gonna linger very close by so that when there's a break in conversation, I can sidle in.
Okay. And you actually don't really even get the opportunity for a break as she looks to you and looks down at your arm and says, someone from one of our brother temples. So nice to meet you. I don't think I've met you before.
No, you haven't. We're in a bit of a bind and we're hoping you could help us.
What kind of a bind?
It's a bit sensitive. So if we can have a moment of your time once you finish up with your congregation, that would be awesome.
Of course. I'd be willing to meet with anyone after service. I'm just gonna finish saying goodbye to the rest of the people here, and I'll meet back up with you in a moment.
Absolutely. We wouldn't want to interrupt you from your very important business, and I will just step off to the side.
Of course. And you can see her, she's kind of looking at you a little strange, as the voice coming out of the body. Once again, does not
I've just been shaking my head disparagingly.
But she finishes saying goodbye. The temple slowly clears out, and just like different levels of emotion from the people. But she seems relatively even keel. And after everyone leaves, she comes back up to you and says, "What would I be able to help you all with?"
Yes, thank you. As you can see, there's a bit of a mishap. I'm Olma. But I'm not Olma.
And when she says Olma, I'm just gonna like wave from the back.
You noticed the arm? Yeah, this is Kellick's arm.
That's my arm.
Okay.
And Kellick. Yeah, he goes to one of your brother temples, but they're not able to help us, and we were hoping maybe you could help us with a little switch a ruby. How long have you been doing this for?
What are your credentials? Do you have a resume we could?
Did you go to school for this?
That's a lot of information to take in all at once. I've been in the worship and service of Amriel. I was called at the very beginning, and so I've been with Amriel for a few decades now.
Oh, that's so wonderful of you. To be so steadfast. Yeah.
We have an offering in the interest of not leaving you empty-handed. Should you be able to help us?
Flynn!
Yeah. What?
The root, Flynn.
The thing.
Oh, yeah. You see I have my book out, and I like put it away, pull my backpack out, pull out the root, sniff it again. Yeah, here's your stinky root.
And
he means this is something that we would like to honor you with.
Oh, no offense.
In
It
an
doesn't
effort
smell good
to
at all.
help.
No,
Oh,
I
okay.
agree. It's
It's pretty stinky.
terrible smelling root. Thank you.
There you go.
And thank you for joining us. I felt you join us a little bit late, but I'm very glad we got to connect.
What was that?
It was
Me?
many things for many different people.
Huh.
It's a way that allows you to connect with yourself and face things within your life, elevate you to a higher sense of yourself, and
I believe that's helpful for many people.
Okay. Well, I'm from Fellowweave, and I am not in a different body, so... But these two are, and I'll point back to the captain and... was it the first?
One of
Prala.
the Prala, one of
Prala.
the deckhands.
I'll point back to them too and be like, but they also need your help if you can help.
Okay. I would be more than happy to assist in whatever way I can.
We have something else that might help too.
And I produce the little metal shard.
Where did you get that?
We have friends in high places.
But unfortunately not high enough to help us.
Well, they're tired.
We all are.
Wow. I've only heard about something like this. Wow. May I see it?
Well, of course.
She takes it, she looks over it. Wow. This is incredible, and it's gonna make what we're about to do much easier.
Oh, you can help?
I'll try.
Oh, nice.
For sure. My name is Joy, by the way.
Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Joy Darkin.
You're bringing us a lot of joy.
Well, I try to.
I'm Kellic. That's Alma, Shia, and Flynn, as you've met.
Just wave again, awkwardly.
We'll get you all back where you need to be. You're actually in the right place, as Amriel is the champion of natural order, and from what I can see, you all are not in natural order. So I would love
awkwardly shift my wing. I still haven't learned how to extend it.
I'd love to help get anything just back on track the way it's supposed to be. That's what I feel my purpose is here. So if you wouldn't mind, I don't think right here is the best place to do this. We have an area downstairs that's on a little bit more of a magical ground, if you would mind accompanying me to that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
As she leads us, can I make a spooky vibes check?
Hey! Spooky vibe.
You don't trust her?
She gives me spooky. Oh,
Her
hell
name's
of a
Joy,
roll.
and she's super happy.
And she's so soothing.
Well, she follows the natural order. Wouldn't you be soothed too?
I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah.
Just whiz.
Yes.
22.
22. So you would get, and just with her exchange with Flynn there, you would understand that anyone who she has in her service there's some sort of like emotional connection that she feels there. So her sort of quiet reservation isn't necessarily spooky as much as it is after a service like that, she's got 400 people whose emotions she's connecting with. And so, like, this is her sort of trying to recenter herself, find herself back in her own emotions for the moment, which is a little bit off-putting, but not malicious
But not
in any
spooky.
way.
This is the first time we've done a spooky vibes where it's not spooky.
Yeah,
It's true. Is it the
Yeah.
first failed spooky vibes check? Or the
Or
first
was it
negative
just
spooky
a
vibes
failed.
check?
It was
Yeah.
It's just that you can sense just a little bit of like emotional exhaustion
Mhm.
Instead of any necessarily spooky vibes. So she takes you towards the back of the temple, and right next to the door that you exit out of, there is another door.
Okay.
And she opens up that door. You guys walk downstairs, and as you guys do, it is like very beautifully lit down here. It is a little bit basement-esque. With just stone walls, stone floors, and everything. But it is lit with different colored torches, which are kind of dancing off of the walls. It looks very beautiful down here. And as you guys are walking in, you walk down sort of this long corridor and open up into a much larger room. You can see that there are, even though no natural sunlight comes down here, you can see plants all adorning the walls here, but they look very meticulously kept. You can see that there are these pillars in the middle of the room that are just sort of structural pillars. And then you can see a little ways in front of you, sort of halfway through the room, it sort of elevates a little bit. And there's 2 sets of stairs on either side that leads up to an elevated platform where you can see more of a shrine area. And what is Shreya, you would expect to see a statue of Ilduria there. It is very sort of nature-based and symbolic, but instead you see a golden statue of a tiefling, what appears to be a male tiefling, and standing there very stoic. And as she brings you in, she sort of ushers you all up onto this centralized platform, and it is raised and elevated a little bit.
One quick question about that shrine. Does it look like in what surrounded it, like a statue to Ilduria might have been there at one point based on what surrounds it, or is it just a completely different type of shrine?
Make a religion check.
Sure. I'm gonna switch die. That is that's a 2 once again.
That's a 2.
Maybe to the new die.
You can't really tell. You don't. I mean, it seems sort of like that the statue is new, but the last time that a statue to Ilduria could have possibly been there was 30 years ago, so it's been some time. But as you guys walk in, you guys enter on sort of this lower platform, and Joy walks up to the upper platform and sort of ushers you and motions for you guys to go into this central sort of circle. As you guys look around, is there anything you want to do before you actually go towards...
Is she ushering the captain and...
Prala and the captain
Prala?
are there as well. Yeah.
And so this is essentially, it's like the people that need to be body swapped need to go into that central area.
It seems that she's, ushering everyone who needs to be put back into place up there.
I'll raise my hand. Where should I go?
You can stand wherever you'd like.
Do you need help?
I just prefer nothing in between me and this platform here.
I'll just stand here then. Let's like stand next to a pillar.
Do you know, can you explain what exactly is going to happen here?
Well, from my perspective, basically I'm going to begin the ritual, and I'm going to have you all be within this circle. I'm going to pluck all of your souls from your bodies. Not going to be painful at all. But I pretty much take them all at once, and then one by one, I will put them into the correct vessel. This ensures that we don't get another swap, that instead of this body, you end up in his body or her body, and not the correct one that you are meant to go into.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
And I pipe up really quickly. Before we do this, hi, I'm you get it. And I walk up. Before we do this, I want to make sure I'm not bringing anyone else along for this ride. In the ceremony, I saw a being, a elven woman with a raven on her shoulder, and I don't know if I'm carrying this being with me right now. I hope this doesn't throw a wrench into anything.
I'm sorry, can you describe that woman one more time for me?
Shreya!
I just want everything to go according to plan.
Yeah, I think he saw my mother. It's okay.
That's right.
I mean, not my mother, but I mean.
The mother of the body that he's in, maybe it was a vestige of his previous, of the owner of the body itself.
Do I see them making like bristly at me? like that just happened?
One Shreya feathers flying out.
You don't even need to
I
make
don't
a
even need to
check.
roll for it.
No, they are. Yes,
I get
that
the
is what they're
message.
doing.
Oh, I think it was more like my mother, since it was. I also saw a mere copy of myself. I think it was my mother. There's no chance that I'm going to turn into my mother, is there?
Shreya, make a deception check at advantage.
On almost.
On almost stats, yeah.
That's good.
Advantage is 17.
Plus your
plus
deception.
your-
Yeah,
you
no.
probably have.
I think
It's real high, so.
Yeah.
that's a 5 or a 6. So 17 plus 5 or 6. I would imagine that's
Sufficient.
Who knows? Yeah, she. You can tell she is still keeping a close eye on you, but she seems to, for the most part, dismissed it. She said, okay. No, you will not be turning into your mother.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh boy.
Is there any other concerns of people turning into their family members or anyone else?
Well, what are the risks? Is there some way that we could end up as deformed sheep with horns? Per se?
No.
Right. Silly question.
The risks here, obviously, if we don't see this ritual through, the risks are possible swaps into different bodies that I had explained before. The risks are maybe possibly being locked into the bodies that you are currently in. And there's a possibility that your soul might just be dispersed into the air around us. But that's only if the ritual is not completed.
Great. Solid. We don't have any other solutions, so
That's
let's
right.
do it, Captain.
Just one thing before we start. I'm going to attempt to fly.
Oh yeah.
Ah, sweet.
Okay.
I instinctively hold my arms out as I see it.
Make a... what is this check? Make either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay. 22, baby!
22.
Nice.
As you feel the air underneath your wings, you feel yourself float up off of the ground. You're a lot lighter than you thought you'd be, and you make your way a couple of feet up off the ground.
I'm doing it!
Yeah, you are. All right, buddy.
Well done.
Okay, all right. That's enough excitement. Let's get to the, regular affair of swapping our souls into different bodies.
Proud of you.
You looked good doing it too.
Oh, thank you, Troy.
Anyone else?
No, I just want my body back. These knees hurt.
Okay.
All right.
What's going to happen is I'm going to have all of you stand up on this platform. The floor beneath you is most likely going to begin glowing. That is not any sign for concern. That is a sign that it is actually working. And it should only take a couple of minutes. I'm not exactly sure. I can't pinpoint exactly how long it's going to take. But once it is started, you will need to be in the circle when the spell completes. Otherwise, side effects may occur. And hopefully by the end of this, you will all be in the correct order. What I'm going to be doing is basically taking this little piece of metal that you found, or that you have rather, and this is a very special piece of metal. It allows me to sort of open channels, gateways into other planes. And with this one in particular, this opens to the plane of air. And I assume maybe not you, but the one that was formerly the Aarakocra might have a little experience with. But just opening a slight rift, and that will allow me to take the power of the plane of air and elevate your souls up out of your bodies. It gives it a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a push, so I don't have to necessarily extract as much. But then once your souls are swapped, we should be able to close that the rift, and we can be on our way. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it immediately.
All we have to do is stay inside the circle. Right?
Stay inside the circle. And it's imperative that once the spell itself completes, that you must be in the circle. If you, it's a bit of a, I have no other word to describe for it, whirlwind. There is going to be some air most likely flowing from the plane of air. If you get knocked out of the circle, just get back in as soon as you can.
you need to basically spend more time in the circle than out of it for this to work.
At the mention of Whirlwind, I go to my bag and I slowly pull out the rope of friendship and kind of hold it up and look at Shreya/Kellic. You guys need something to hold on to?
Is there any way to tie it to the pillars on either side of the circle and then we could hold on to like the center of it?
Is it long enough to go from one pillar to the X to like go right through the circle?
How long is the
It's
the
a
rope?
typical rope of
What are they,
50
40
feet.
feet, I think?
50 feet?
I think we may have cut a little bit off of it though, did we?
Yeah.
I think we cut like a few, so maybe it's like 40 feet.
Okay.
Let me look actually.
When you guys, I'm going to have, just because if you have a note of it, then we can go by that. If not, I'm going to roll a D12 to see how many
Sure.
feet of it.
Yeah,
you
just
cut
do
off.
that. I think it wasn't a lot of feet because I don't think. you
I
cut a
mean,
lot.
I have
Can't remember
rope
what we
too,
cut it
though.
off for.
I have
Yeah,
rope
but
too,
it's
so...
the rope of friendship though.
Okay.
Okay, if you have another rope, then it'll be fine. Yes, you would just be able to. It's about 30 feet in between them, and then you would need a couple feet to wrap around and tie it. So yeah, you would be able to get there for sure. So if you guys want to do that,
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll go. Actually, I'll go to the one that's on the northern pillar, like 2 over. I'll just move over closer to Joy. I'll tie it to that one and then kind of walk around the pillar and tie it to the one south of that, and just kind of tie it up.
Gotcha. So everyone else, are you guys hopping in on this platform?
Mm-hmm.
I will stand next to Joy, within 10 feet, maybe around the statue, and just kind of stand there just in case she needs help with anything.
Okay. You're sitting in the corner.
Perfect. Yeah.
And I'm going to hang on with both arms to the rope.
Okay. And as you guys all, it's a little bit cramped, but you guys are all able to sort of
Yeah. What is it?
fit on here.
6 people or 5 people?
5 people on this platform. Yeah. But you guys all get there. And you see Joy actually walk to the back towards where Flynn is. And there's a little side table. And it looks like a little thing of tea. And she goes over and she just takes a sip of it. And you can see Flynn right next to the tea is like the small little pieces, the remains of what used to be the root.
Yeah.
Of another root, not the one that you just gave her.
Okay.
And she takes the tea and she sips it and takes a deep breath. She walks back over towards the platform and she takes out the piece of metal and she waves it through the air and she sort of makes a vertical line. And you can see that the metal almost like cuts through the air and opens this vertical rift. And you guys look beyond and you can see through this rift in space clouds and blue sky. But these clouds are moving at impossible speeds and you can actually see with your own eyes the wind moving back and forth as
Whoa.
she opens up to the plane of air. An immediate gust of wind hits you guys and you're all sort of shaken there for a second. I'm going to have everyone make a strength saving throw for me, except for Flynn.
Does the
Is
rope
it
help
at
at all?
advantage because of the rope?
That is at advantage with the rope.
Hey, rope
Let's
of
go, rope of
friendship.
friendship. It's clutch. Strength saving throw?
Strength saving throw.
Which myself.
Damn you, Shreya.
Oh,
13.
13,
7.
7,
9.
9. Okay. Kellic, you're able to hold on to the rope. But Shreya and Olma, you guys are knocked back and are not on the platform anymore. As you see the glowing runes just beneath you begin to light and the entire platform glows this blue and white color, you sort of lose focus for a second and this gust of wind pushes you back and you are actually just barely pushed off of this this platform.
I use a reaction to try to leap back in.
Okay. You guys are sort of knocked down prone onto the ground. And Joy says, as she sort of speaks up and goes to you, the spell hasn't officially started yet, so quickly, back on the platform.
Yeah, I'll use half my movement to get up and half of it to get back in the circle.
Same.
Okay. You guys see that the circle itself is on sort of the elevated portion of it, and so you can't quite hop back on. You would need to climb up onto the platform, but you're able to both.
How high is it again? Off the ground?
It is about 7 feet off of the ground.
Okay. And was it always that high, or did it raise?
Yes, it was always that high. And as you guys got to the top platform, you guys went up the stairs to get to it.
Seeing that they got knocked off on the opposite side, I would like to move, if I could, around to that side, just in case they get pushed out again that way. Maybe I can help assist them, so I'll stand there.
Okay.
As I climb up and vault myself up onto the circle, I almost overshoot as I'm just drawn to wherever the source of this rift is opening up from.
Okay. And Joy says, okay, now that's should be the last of it. Just stay in the circle as long as you can. I'm going to start the spell now. And the glowing grows even brighter, and the rip and the tear in space grows even wider, and you guys can sort of feel yourselves being elevated as the wind itself from beyond this tear seems to form. And the air and the clouds themselves begin to move through the rift.
What?
And Flynn, directly next to you, you can see this smoke and fog beginning to form into this giant creature. And you can see the same sort of thing happening up next to the platform as two air elementals begin to form. And the whirlwind that they create from coming into this room is almost enough to knock you guys off of the platform. But you're able to just hold on as you see these whirling clouds, and what you can only determine might be a face looks to all of you. And as they move forward towards you, that's where we're going to end this session.
Is that supposed to happen?
Guys, I think we got problems.
All right, that's where we're going to call it, with two air elementals coming into this room. We're going to call it right there. Thank you all so much for listening, and we can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye, nerds.
That's
Bye,
the done yet.
nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Hey nerds, it's Shane. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a follow, if that's the kind of app you're using. We would really appreciate that, and it would help us out a lot, turning more people on to this little show we're making. You can also check us out on YouTube, Venture Forth D&D. We are putting out, just hour-long pieces of music. The pieces aren't an hour long themselves. They're roughly 8 minutes, but they're looped for an hour, so you can use them for your game without having to worry about switching to another thing. And also, we just put up a behind the scenes of the making of Harken Back. So if you want to watch me struggle, that is available for your perusal. Hope you enjoy, and have a great one. Bye, nerds.